All right, we're back. Tiny Toys Tuesdays, episode 33. Hey, I just want to let you guys know. Guess what? This is pretty cool. We got 100 subscribers today.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. There's 100 of you goobers that watch this for whatever reason. So thank you. That's
it's
pretty
to
cool.
look at my beautiful face. So
Here's
That's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's to the next 900 more to get to 1,000.
Okay, for a moment I thought you meant a thousand episodes. I was like, man,
Oh no. We'll
I hope
get
I
there
retire by then.
Yeah, probably. Also, familiar face. We have Cameron.
Hello.
And then we've got one of our newest members, Zach, is on here. Zach with a CH instead of a K.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And then we've got a slacker that may or may not join us, Jed, which he's been on the show before, but we have not heard from him in a bit, so hopefully he jumps on here as we go. So
I vote banish to Shadow Realm.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Cool. So today we are talking about the Dawnbringers Book IV. Sorry it's taken so long. I blame Games Workshop. For both this book and the Battle Scroll, which we'll do a review on relatively soon. I want before we do the Battle Scroll review, I kind of want to sink in, have some play time with it, and then we'll come back with our thoughts. But about time. It's almost 6
There's a lot
months.
of interesting things that happen with everything.
Yeah, Battle Scroll is great, but man, it just took too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're good there. So I guess we'll start and just Cameron, what have you been up to?
I have been delving into my own insanity, i.e., I've been going ahead and building Flesh Eater Courts. As well as I decided last weekend during our tournament that because Flesh Eater Courts was coming out that day, I couldn't play it. And so I decided for the first time to play KO. And
I heard
man.
it was awesome to play again. Zach had the pleasure of playing you.
Yes.
And I think I spent more time sitting down on one of the tables on my phone doing nothing than it took to actually play in an 8+ hour tournament.
That is disgusting. I mean, KO still good. Turns out still good. I think they probably are one of the best armies in the game right now.
Oh yes, they're not overpowered in my opinion.
They've got bad matchups for sure, but oof, they're pretty brutal. And you weren't even playing shooting KO; you were playing melee KO.
No, I was playing all melee KO with the new points and all that. And man, just against some matchups, you just can't do anything against it.
Zach knows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That was a hard counter.
Yes, it was.
So I guess Zach, what have you been up to other than playing also in the tournament?
I mean, I'm still building up painting, working on my Gloomspite list for the GT here in April.
Heck yes. Hopefully people come out to that. You know what? I need to get a Scorched Earth slide up here.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's one of the GTs coming up. The next big GT for Arizona, at least, is the Scorched Earth GT. So House of Hobbies is running the AOS side of it, So definitely come sign up and check it out. It'll be fun. It's a good time.
I get to see all of your beautiful mugs and talk to all of you.
Yep.
It's always a grand time.
Cameron and TO again. So, as far as what I'm up to, I've been building like crazy. Just absolutely crazy. I built the entire Flesh Eater box. Star Seer, bunch of endless spells. I built what is that little goober? Loon boss on Giant Squig. And then,
all right, out of all the things that you built, which one was the hardest to build?
The hardest to build?
Yep.
Nothing was really tough. I'll say it was kind of miserable to paint or to build 20 Crypt Ghouls. It was. I was kind of over it. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been building a lot as well this over last week, and I've learned that I absolutely love building Asheron.
Oh yeah.
He is so easy to build.
Okay.
It's so intuitive, and it's just like, huh, this is very interesting. Even like he has one arm that's like 9 pieces, just this one arm. And like I was building through this, I was like, wow, I expected this to be a lot harder to build. But no, it wasn't at all.
Oh, that's good.
I will say, I am building currently. I am building an Arachnarok, and I'm excited for it because it looks cool. This base, dude, is insane.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
massive.
this thing. This thing is stupid. Where are you supposed to put this thing?
Well, you turn it upside down, and you get some nachos. You get some.
Dude, for real, it's a pizza plate, man. That thing's massive.
Yeah.
You can't even play spiders because they're too big. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm pretty excited. I really want to build the spider army up. I mean, I know they're garbage. They're so bad, but they're
They're
cool.
fun.
They're so cool. So that's what I'm doing. We also have a different hobby this weekend, Cameron.
Yeah.
We're going to the Ren Fair. This will be my first time, so
Getting some cosplay,
Yeah.
putting it on, going to Ren Fair.
me and Erica are going Assassin's Creed characters, so it'll be fun. Again, I have no idea what to expect, but that'll be fun.
We'll need to take pictures.
Yes, for sure. Zach, have you ever been to the Ren Fair?
Not here in Arizona.
Okay. Well, I've never been to any of them, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
They're a good time.
All right, let's just move on to Art of the Week. So I found this person on Facebook on one of the art pages. Mandy Rosema. I don't think she's from the U.S. I think she's overseas, but she does commission work. Pretty cool stuff, man. And she does a lot of stuff that's not Warhammer related. Like she's got the who is that? Does anyone know who that is? It's
World of Warcraft.
World of
right?
Warcraft.
it is, but I don't remember who it is. Whatever.
No.
She does a lot of different stuff, but pretty cool, pretty detailed stuff. Also, she has different paint styles. Like if you look at all these, they're all kind of different paint styles, which is kind of cool.
I'm very interested in the cauldron.
Yeah, dude, that thing's
the
cool.
bottom
Yeah.
up there.
That's pretty cool.
I want to do something similar with the flesh eater quartz, and just doing to be able to be ambient glow of things is interesting.
I agree. People's artistic detail with how lighting is applied to models is just crazy. I can't. Again, I'm not a painter, so I don't even really get the whole picture of people doing this stuff. Like it's just mind boggling to me. Better for you painters, man. Zach, I think you paint all your stuff, right?
Yeah, most of my stuff is painted by me. A couple of the stuff that I bought were pre-painted, but I've never commissioned anything.
Yeah, more power to you. I mean, you guys are real MVPs. I'm just there buying and playing. That's basically what I do. But yeah, definitely go check her out on Instagram and YouTube. She's got some paint videos that can help people out. So definitely go check those out. Pretty cool stuff. All right. This is just a tier list explanation. I do this in every one of our tier lists and reviews. I will say the Dawnbringer Book IV has a lot of stuff in it. We won't go over the story or there's some Path to Glory stuff in there. There's also what is it? Treachery. What is it called?
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
a
whole
lot in
bunch
there.
of lore stuff to go
multiplayer.
on.
I was thinking of the multiplayer thing. I forgot what it's called.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
they actually have roles to be able to play multiplayer people now, which is very interesting.
It is Triumph and Treachery. There it is. It's driving me
There you
nuts. Triumph and Treachery rules are in there, which is pretty cool. We should try some of those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you want to know more about the story, I definitely recommend going and checking out Warhammer Weekly. Vince Ventrella and those guys did a good job going over the story. So if you want more in-depth detail with the story, definitely go check them out. All right. Okay, so overview, and I'll go over this first, and then I'll get your guys' take on it. This book includes one Army of Renown, It includes all of the Mortarch heroes. It includes everyone a Regiment Renown for them, which they're crazy good. They're insane. Some of these are just insane. And then again, lots of story, some lore, some Path to Glory, and again the new Triumph and Treachery rules, which are pretty cool. They look pretty decent. Also, just as a quick overview for the Army of Renowns, you can't use anything from the Battle Tome. You have to use everything that's on the Army of Renown pages, and that's all you get, including grand strategies, battle tactics, and all that. So that's basically the overview of what you're getting. Anything else I'm missing here?
This is just a book of love to death, and that's all it is.
It really is.
It just wants you to be able to take anything death and be able to marinate into any other death.
Yep.
And for the first time, we are actually able to get things like OCRs and like Night Hunt lists and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. Some of these Regiment Round are just bonkers. Zach, anything else I missed?
No. The whole book is all death, as Cameron said.
Yep.
It's nice. It feels like death is more like Nagash's army than anything else right now.
Yep. Nagash lost 9 books and then gave us this one.
Do you think this has been as far? Let me rephrase this. How do I want to put this? Do you think this is the most competitive Dawnbringers book?
I'd say yes, it is.
I know that we'll get to
Just
the Army of Renown, but as far as the
not
regiments,
even for the Army of Renown. It's just
for
the
the
Regiments of
regiments.
Renown.
The regiments are probably the best regiments that have been introduced.
Yeah, I agree. They're almost too good, and I think I don't know if they're going to get toned down before 4th edition comes out, which is probably June-ish, but they're bonkers. They're pretty crazy good. Yeah, so cool. All right, so let's just jump into it. We'll start off with going off the new war scroll in the book, which was Sekhar. Oh, let me get my book out too.
Yes, we have only one new war scroll, and it is this lovely lady with a snake.
And
for the Legion of Blood.
She's pretty good. She's a 2-caster for 160 points, which is pretty crazy.
She is a very, very cheap caster, and unlike a lot of other ones out there, she's actually rather difficult to kill.
Yeah.
Unlike other vampires, she does not heal from her attacks. However, she even though she has a 4-up save, she can hide with people with Lookout Sir, and only 5s and 6s can actually hit her.
Yep.
Which is just
good. Pretty bonkers ability.
Yeah.
She's also got the spell where 6-up casting value, and then you can't be her and anything within 6 inches. Friendly units within 6 inches can't be target of spells, abilities, and the spells too, right? I guess that's spells.
Prayers, yeah, that's her War Scroll spell.
Yeah, prayers and shooting attacks. Pretty crazy good.
However, you only choose one enemy to be able to negate all the spells.
True. Yeah. True.
So it is. It's not the best, but it can help in a pinch.
Fair.
But the only reason why you're taking her, she's at 160 points, 170 points, something like that.
160 cheek spellcaster.
Yep.
160 points as a dual spellcaster,
yep.
Which a foot dual spellcaster, which she's the only one that has dual casting.
Is there no one else in Soulblight that has 2-cast?
That's not a big.
That's on foot.
Big person.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that makes her pretty good then.
And it's like she's what, like 10 more points than a normal Vampire Lord?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
20. I think Vampire Lord's 140, right?
I thought Vampire Lord. I'm pretty sure it's 150.
Is it 150? Okay. I thought it was 140. Regardless.
Yeah, but either way, she
good.
has really good damage potential. She's hard to kill. Oh no, she doesn't have healing, but you do have heroic recovery.
Yep. She also...
Vampire Lord's 150.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I mean, that's pretty good price. She also has that once per game ability where she can do
look at dwarves and laugh at them.
Yeah, basically do some mortals, and then once she does that, she loses her 5 hits on 5s and 6s only hit.
She has an emergency. Is that thing slow? I'm going to deal a crap ton of damage.
Correct. Yep.
Yep.
Zach, do you think A- is good?
Yeah, honestly, for that Army of Renown, she's just perfect for it.
Okay.
Outside of even her Army of Renown, I think she's going to see a lot of play.
I do too. The 2 cast is just too good. And there's a lot of good stuff that Soulblight has for spells, so I think so. I think you're right. All right. We'll go into... Okay, so we'll go into the Army of Renown. It's called Scions of Nolamia? Something like that. I'm just going to say
Nolamia.
Scions. We'll just go over these battle traits real quick. Nothing too bad here. A lot of it just carried over from the rest of the Soulblight legions.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Queen's Courtiers that just makes Vampire Lord's battle line, which is pretty cool. We should also mention that the only things that can go in here, it's pretty restrictive. Only direwolves, fellbats, and vampire heroes that are under 12 wounds or less, and that do not have a keyword attached to them, which is
So as of right
keyword.
now, Sakar cannot actually go into her own faction.
Yeah, that was a miss. I think they just goofed on that. There's got to be. They're probably gonna FAQ that or come out with something to negate that because it's kind of dumb.
You know what? You know what does fit in this faction? That's absolutely glorious.
The weird looking thing.
The Vengorian Lords.
Yep, Vengorian.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
And Vengorian Lords, with all of these abilities that they get, is actually kind of scary.
Here's my problem with it though, and we'll get to the summary, but I just don't think there's enough damage in this. It's just based on bodies, right? If you like
your damage is Vengorian Lords.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you like direwolves and fellbats, great. You this is the one you want to take. So going over the traits, you get the 6-up ward. You still get the invocation to heal 3 units, so the same as Soulblight. You get the Grave Call, which is a spell rather than a heroic action to return models above sizes, so that's pretty cool. I think it's obviously going to be worse than a heroic action because you can unbind that, so it's okay. And then you get the Legion of Blood, +1 to cast, unbind. Oh, I can't spell.
Yeah, +1 to cast unbind if you're not in combat, +1 to attack if you're in combat.
Correct, which is pretty good.
And again, that's where those Vengorian Lords come in.
Yep.
They get scary with that rule.
Yep. And then Demise by Design. These are basically... Zach, you want to take the plots?
Yeah. These plots are basically like mini battle tactics for your units. You get one a turn. You pick a unit that's going to complete it. They're not crazy. Some of them are. I'm not a huge fan of some of them.
I'm right there with you.
There's some that like you have pick a wizard, cast 2 that are not unbound.
That's doable.
Or,
you can do that.
That's a doable one.
Yep.
Destroy a unit with 5 or more models.
It's gonna be tough.
That's a little. That might, depending upon like as we said, the Vengorian is probably the only one who could consistently do that.
Yep.
Destroy a hero or a monster.
It's doable.
And then contest an objective that your opponent controlled.
I just think that when you name one of these, it can be pretty easily deniable from your opponent, and I guess that's the downside, right? So, it's a cool mechanic. I just don't think it's gonna be super useful.
What's nice is though, if you complete it, that unit gets the buff permanently.
Correct. Yeah.
So the turn one is going to matter obviously the most because it's whatever's going to carry on throughout the entirety of the game. So.
And if you're going magical dominance and being outside range, the +1 to cast is pretty good. Not only do you get the +1 cast, but you also get the +1 to cast for being out of combat, so you're +2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's pretty good. +2 for Soulblight. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and any unit can complete one of these, which is nice.
Correct. If you fail it, though, you're just kind of set back. I mean, they're cool. It's a cool mechanic. I just don't know how useful it's going to be.
I see it as just a little freebie.
Yeah, there's no downside to failing it.
Correct.
So.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to go over here? I think like I said, it's basically taking a bunch of the legions for Soulblight and kind of mushing them together.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to force a non-big vampire hero, so not like Vampire Lord or anything like that, while still being a horde faction.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get into the command traits and stuff, and this is where it kind of goes downhill. The command trait for this, it's a recursion piece from Soul, but still in a 3-up. It's
This is the if they're dead they come back, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It's just
But now it's a
but-
command trait.
it's a
Well,
command
now it's
trait.
a command trait and only on your turn.
Oh, is it only on your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, man. That's why I just don't think it's very good. I mean, it sucks because that's the only one you're really getting here. But
Yeah. The only I saw it. I was reading through it, and it's like only on your turn. It's still a 3-up. Wholly within 12 of the general.
yeah, so you don't even get grave.
No grave sites.
Yep.
And then you have to be 3 inches from enemies.
Yep.
And but you can't charge or pile in. So
Yeah, you lose a lot.
That's a
with
lot.
That-
taking it.
That's a
yeah.
huge downside. Huge downside. It's almost worth it just not to run this and just take a Master Magic or something. I don't know. It's just Shaman of the Chilled Lands, right? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's not good. Artifact, 5-up ward within 3 inches of a summonable.
So the
is
hero
okay.
gains a 5-up ward?
yes, the hero gains a 5-up ward, I believe.
Heck
Well-
yeah, gonna put that on my Vangori Lord.
As long as your summonable can keep up with it, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Yep.
have to be within 3 inches of a summonable to get the 5-up ward. So it's
Oh, my dogs.
yeah.
You bring some dire
There's still
wolves.
gonna be I think there's still gonna be like a weird aura that you still have to keep track of here, though. It's just kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, if this was just a generic artifact from any of the other legions and all that, like I'd see a lot of people taking that.
Okay, fair. I mean, I marked it as a B plus. I don't think it's game breaking, but it's good. It's decent.
Yeah. Well, and you think about it in the sense of like dire wolves are only 2 inches slower than the Vangorian,
True.
and
they
then
got
the dire wolves get to pile
yeah,
in 6.
the
So you
6-inch
just run your dire
yeah,
wolves
yeah.
to keep up with the
Yeah.
Vangorian, and
Yep, 6-inch pile's pretty good. Pretty good. Turns
Yeah.
out pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so decent artifact. Grand Strat's bad.
You had to fail it twice.
Well, so if you fail it twice, you're screwed. But it's essentially.
Oh.
you have to complete every plot of demise.
Oh
in the-
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So if you fail one of them twice, or if you fail any of them twice, you lose the Grand Strat.
No. Even worse than that. You fight giants, you lose
Yeah.
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 because you can't. Cause you
No,
just can't
yeah,
complete it.
that's a very good point. That's
Yeah, because you just can't complete one of them.
yeah, that's
Yep.
that's real bad. I'm gonna mark it down to C. It's not good. It's not good.
It's
All the grand strategies that are like that, which like every book has one.
Yeah.
They're all horrible because there's always one matchup that you'll fight randomly in one
and you'll just lose.
random thing where you just can't do it.
Battle tactics. These are okay. They're nothing stand out here. Any of these you guys want to call out? I just the companions is spell control. That's basically you just gotta return enough things to a summonable unit that goes over its normal. But the only way to do that is with a spell. So like, it's not good.
Yeah. That's one of the. That's probably one of the less consistent ones that the battle tactics you can do, strictly because you need a wolf or a fellbat unit that has only lost like 1 or 2 models.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is you can't do this turn 1, right? Because they have to have lost models. So
Yes.
so they has to lose models, and then you have to use the spell to get more models back in that unit. It's just not good. It's not very good.
Yeah. The complete a plot with a hero one. I mean, if you're setting up for magical dominance turn 1, you could easily do the pick a wizard, cast 2 spells that are not unbound, and then it's not a bad turn 1/1.
I think the plot one's
Okay.
actually
No,
rather good.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I marked that so low.
Because what it is, it's just complete any plot with a hero.
Oh yeah. No, that's
Complete
that means
any plot with a
that
hero.
one's easy. That
That
one's
means
super
there's
easy.
that means there's that's just 4 battle tactics. in one.
Right, but other than unless you're outside unbind range, right? If that's your battle tactic and you know what it is, like your opponent knows what it is. It's
I need
you
my
can
hero
deny
to
him.
kill 5 models. I need my hero to kill another hero. I need my hero to cast a spell.
If you do the hero kills another hero, you're just gonna do finest hour. And
Yeah,
buff the crap
that's
out
the
of it.
same thing if you're going to do it with the other battle tactics.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think the only one that is really good for this is the cast the spell one. I think that one's.
Yeah, if we're talking turn 1.
Yeah,
Or
turn
for but if you're talking for just later on in the game, I like as Cameron was saying, like kill a hero. Like you take your Vengorian, and you're like, I'm gonna complete a plot. I'm gonna find a star of my Vengorian. I'm gonna charge him in, and I'm going to kill this hero here, or this monster.
Yeah, that hero was already almost dead anyways.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I just think there's
so versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? From that perspective, Cameron, I agree with you. Like, this battle tactic isn't necessarily do this; it's do any of these. So
yeah.
I get it. I can see that.
Yeah, and the last one just being a kill a unit contesting an objective that you don't control. It doesn't say you have to control. If I remember correctly, you don't have to control it at the end. You just have to kill a unit contesting an objective you don't control.
It has to be with a summonable unit. That's the problem.
Yes.
Okay, so you can't do that one then.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but your summonable stuff is not good.
No.
I mean,
it's just Felbats.
Yeah, Felbats can be okay, but I'm not relying on them, right? Cool. All right, so battle tactics are okay. They're okay.
Yeah, they're not amazing, but they're okay.
Yeah,
they're okay. All right, so summary for this. I called this a C+. It's very thematic. If you want to take a bunch of direwolves and dogs, or sorry, direwolves and bats. But I don't think it's very competitive. It's essentially just winning on bodies, but has a much worse recursion system. So it's obviously not very competitive. I always say with these armies of renown, they're really just for flavor and lore and whatnot. They're not really made to be competitive. What you're losing here is obviously you're really stuck into certain units. The Soulblight, you have so many units in Soulblight that you're losing a lot as far as the units go. Obviously, better command traits and artifacts, and grand strategies and battle tactics. So,
yeah, you're losing like 3/4 of the entire book.
Yeah.
Just to be able to have abilities that another subfaction does better.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's flavor. I get it, but it's just not good.
I really like the plot system. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong there. I like that.
They really need to FAQ Sekar for. We lost Cameron. We really need to. I'll get him back. They really need to FAQ Sekar because gross that you can't put that. You're back, Cameron.
I disappeared for a moment.
You did. Yeah, so they do need to FAQ that because it's kind of dumb. All right. Anything else on the Army of Renown?
No.
All right, let's get into
that's not the golden gems that are in this.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, with the Army of Renowns, I don't know if there's really been that many that I've been like, oh yeah, these are better than what's in the book. They've always just felt very thematic and I love the casual feel to them.
Yes, very, very.
The only good ones is what?
I think the KO one.
The what? Oh yeah, KO, Mega Gargant, and maybe Trug.
Oh man, the King Broad Stomp has gone far.
King's Broad is really good. The Trug one is just Trolls have a whole other problem they're dealing with, but
they
just don't have bodies.
Garen ran that for a while, and it was pretty good. I mean, it's not terrible.
No, not by any means. I don't think Trolls are bad.
And that's from a competitive standpoint too. It's actually pretty decent. Now, would I run Trug in regular Gits? Absolutely. I don't know if I would use his own Army of Renown, but it was okay.
Yeah, no, Trug overall, I love the model. I love the way he plays. He's so much fun.
Yeah.
And the Army of Renown is a blast as well.
Yeah.
They just need it's just an awkward point total at the end of the day.
Agreed. All right. So
Neferata's Royal Echelon.
Let's start with Neferata. This one's okay. It's got a weird, a unique mechanic that so far Games Workshop has never done before. So you get 5 Black Knights, 10 skeletons, and 10 skeletons plus obviously Neferata. It is 760 points on the base, but you get the Regiment of Renown for 600 points. So you get 160 point savings. Pretty good. And then the gimmicks for her. Once per battle, you can change a battle tactic, even one you have already tried. So, like, let's say you do. Oh no, I got a Jed.
Oh,
A wild
there he
Jed
is.
has appeared.
Hello?
Jed, you're fired.
A Zinchian wizard is never late. He arrives exactly on time. Speaking of Neferata.
Yeah, so it's funny, we were talking, and it's like, of course, Jed missed the entire first half of the show where we went over just the Army of Renown to go into the more important and popular things, which are the Regiments of Renown. It's
so
like
you're
he
saying I didn't
knew.
miss
It's like
anything.
he knew.
Vampire Lords, Heroes' battle line. Get that out of here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, you
Although
missed
that
it.
is fun.
All right, so back to this. You get to change the battle tactic once per battle, and you can do it even if it's one that you tried. So if you tried like Magical Dominance and failed, and then end up killing like a bunch of the heroes, you can try to do the Dominance again, which is a very unique mechanic that has not been really tested yet for Games Workshop, so it's pretty cool. The other thing that this regiment does, no wards for a unit within 12 inches of Neferata, and for anyone in this regiment. It only works for the regiment, so you don't get it. You don't get to do it for any of the other things in the army. And then I put in here, I was like, what death factions does this benefit? I said all but probably OBR. I just don't think this works well in OBR, but maybe. You can put this in anything. I just think it's okay.
You got a number of screens to die.
Yeah.
You know, I see one. I don't like this regiment. However, I do see one very amazing use. It will happen one day. You'll have Neferata's Royal Echelon, and you're going to fight Gotrek, and you're going to be like, ha 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 ha. Gotrek, you don't get a ward, and then he dies by skeletons.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
And that will be a day to remember. The heavens will sing, and I will laugh.
Yeah.
And that is the one time I will accept this regiment.
Fair. Any other thoughts on this regiment?
Yeah, I know me and Cameron were talking about it earlier, but something to keep in mind is that the 6-up ward is called Deathless Retainers for the Regiment of Renown.
Not Deathless Minions?
Not Deathless Minions.
Correct.
So the Black Knights, the skeletons, don't get to reroll the ones for their ward
Correct.
save.
Yep.
So,
I was actually looking at that too.
Curious.
I was looking at that and I was like, did they call it Deathless Minions in the Regiment of Renown? But they don't. So you don't.
That'll affect something later as well.
What do you mean?
For Manfred's battalion.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yes.
We'll get that.
Oh yeah, for the graveyard.
Yep, it affects that group as well.
Deathless Minions is copyrighted, so they couldn't do it.
Man.
Would you guys tier this at about a C? I don't think we're gonna see this often.
No.
No.
And it's not. I don't even think it's all because this is bad per se. I just think the rest of them are way better.
Yeah. Neferata's great. Like overall, I think Neferata's really cool. I like the model. The battle tactic ability is very niche and very cool, but like most players already have a plan in mind, and it's kind of a get out of jail free card.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool mechanic, but I just think there's better ones. All right, Cameron, you want to take us through this one?
Ah, yes, the Summerking's Entourage. We got Echelon, 10 Crypt Guard, and 3 more Big Knights. It's the starter pack for everybody who bought into the new Flesh Eater Courts.
Yep.
You got all the models there and the new big boy. The biggest thing about this is that one, you lose Echelon's delusion ability, which kind of sucks, but it happens. But everybody automatically gets a +1 to their attack characteristic instead of having to do the whole noble deeds thing of Flesh Eater Courts.
Yep, just automatic.
And the biggest thing is that it is a bunch of rather beefier units. We have the Crypt Guard, which can go ahead and stop command abilities. The Morbig Knights, which are kind of decent for damage, and Echelon, which actually has high health, high rend, being able to slap things. And they all come back to life at least once, except for Shuron.
Yep, and from full, not half. You get the full 10 or full 3 Morbag Knights. They don't cut in half. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And for something like this to go into like Night Haunt, where they lack a number of things that these guys actually have,
and I put that in here. I think the Death faction that benefits this from this most is Night Haunt. I can see it in other things. I just think I don't think you're gonna put an OBR because I think it's too expensive, and OBRs are already expensive.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think OBR can actually get most of these regiments of renown effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so expensive. I mean, that's the problem with OBR, right?
Yeah. OBR deals with already a tight points and stuff like that. I don't know if they're gonna be able to find the opening.
And then Soulblight, I don't know, maybe. I will say Usharon hits like a truck.
Yes.
I could really see the Summerking in a Veercross list where you're just summoning stuff and you're just being really annoying.
Ooh, that's a good point.
And you just keep resummoning them. And then you have a big monster for Roar. I still like the Laukavai and a bunch of zombies build, but I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see
I
it.
could
If
see
you're
it.
bringing the Summerking's Entourage, I could see it in Veercross.
I'm gonna put that in here because I think Veercross is actually pretty good.
Put a Shuron next to what, I don't know, 80 ghouls and 80 zombies.
Yep.
Yep. Potentially giving them strike last.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross. All right, I marked it as a B+. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
And you get Delusion Daddy, so you know what? It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll go to the next one. Who wants to take this one? This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
Oh, same here.
Okay, you can only get it if you can properly pronounce that, though.
German. I don't know. Celestine.
Jed, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, so for the Sternest Garrison, we've got Manfred, 10 Graveguard, and then 2x3 Bellbats, right?
Yep.
So at 630 points for the Regiment of Renown, this can fit into a lot of death armies. Really important. One of their main things is that we get +1 attacks for if that unit is set up this turn. That there is a specific ability that lets any of the units teleport, right?
As long as they're
Manfred, this could be the
outside 3 inches. But yes. Yeah.
outside 3 inches, but 6 inches away.
Oof.
That's really good.
And you know who that's great
really
for?
good.
Graveguard.
Graveguard.
Because you know what they do?
Charge 6 inches.
They auto charge 6 inches. So you're just literally getting the Graveguard to anything you want to, which is insane.
So
With a +1 to
Graveguard.
With +1 to attacks.
Yeah, that's 10 Graveguard. That's going to be 31 attacks, 4s and 3s, possibly 41 attacks, because Manfred also has a +1 attack if he kills anything. And he charges when he fights first, so you can act pylon.
No. The Manfred +1 to attack thing doesn't work. Because
how does it not work?
It says Legion of Night summonable.
They're not Legion of Night.
So it is keyworded, which sucks.
Okay.
But
you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Out of all of the things on this one, I'm okay with that being
correct.
a little
Me too.
FAQ.
Me too.
But yeah. So you know what? 31 attacks. You have Manfred go. He fights something. He roars something, and then you get to immediately go with the Graveguard.
Yep.
4s and 3s, red 1/2 damage with mortal wounds. That's gonna melt a lot.
Yeah,
that's
gonna
melt
good.
a lot.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So while I say what death factions does this really benefit, I think it benefits all.
Yep.
If there is any faction that I think really benefits, maybe not benefits, but I think I could really see utilize this. No, not Nighthaunt. I think OBR could utilize this really well. So
yeah, because
OBR
they're slowish.
They're exceedingly slow, but I could absolutely see a Mortec build where you've got your advancing up the ranks, right? You're pushing up the field with about 30 Mortec, right, or 2x20 Mortec, and then you've got Manfred. You've got 10 Graveguard in the back. If they are not screening very well, that's just 10 Graveguard in your turn that you have to deal with. There's no possibility of failing a 9-inch charge, right? If I'm failing a 9-inch charge with my Graveguard and my Legion Night games with Joel, right, I'm going to have to deal with the consequence of not making that 9-inch charge.
But you don't, ever. You don't ever fail the 9-inch charge.
I don't have to deal with those consequences most of the time.
Ever,
when I do,
ever.
It's not great.
I have never played... maybe one game I've played with Jed where he's failed his 9-inch stupid Graveguard charge.
Dude, those Graveguard, they just want to get in.
I know.
They just want to get in and have a great
You're
time.
just lucky.
Those scary boys.
But yeah,
But-
I did mark the who benefits from this. I said all. I mean, every
Yeah.
faction can benefit from this.
It's really every faction. And it's simply because 6 bats, surrounded, destroy.
Yep.
Easy. Great. Manfred, he's a monster. He fight first. He still has his ward. He still ignores the first wound of every phase.
Yep.
I mean, he really it fights first when he charges. Counter charges with a redeploy.
Yeah, he's really good. Manfred's good just on his own. He's just super good.
He's just good on his own.
His spell is really good. Like he's
good with
he's got a little
tactics and
AoE
negating tactics.
Yeah, exactly.
You always put Mystic Shield on him, and then maybe Arcane Bolt, or you could do Wind of Death.
Yeah.
Absolute. If A tier, I might even say S tier faction.
What do you think?
Like, I think this.
And what is the rest of the group thing? Are we thinking that's higher than A tier?
No, I think it's A tier.
No.
I think it's A tier. I don't think
If
it's
you can
game
fit it,
breaking.
it's good.
What?
Yeah.
If you can fit it, it's good.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like an auto. You
is-
have to take it.
It is expensive, 630 points. It's still pretty pricey.
For
Cheaper than the
so
units
many
in it.
counters.
I know. I don't get me wrong. This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's game breaking. I think it's an A tier.
I think we will see this one at GTs.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think Night Haunt, because I'm going to use it. I think Night Haunt's going to use this all the time.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really good for them. Really good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the Archon one. Zach, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I can take this one. The Lich's Hand. This one has Archon, 2 of the Archai, Morghast Archai, and then 2 of the Harbinger Morghast as well.
Yep.
You're talking, what is this saving you, like 80? It's 80 point savings for all of it, but the big thing here is that its ability gives you the old Null Myriad 2-up spell ignore for the regiment.
Yep. And there's no requirement.
There's
for
no
this.
hero restriction.
Yeah, it's just 2-up spell ignore.
Yep, and with the Morghast being able to deny commands and stuff like that, it gives you a solid wizard with Archon, and then you have the Morghast that can just go in early in the game and just kind of create a wall for you.
Turn off commands.
You're
Fight
causing
first.
stuff to flee. Yeah, there's no.
They're so
this
good.
this is a really good one.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I think
It's only for the fact that you can bring Archon into any list now.
dude, it's so great. He's
Yeah.
so good. He's so good on his own. I think all of the factions can benefit from this one. I think the Morghasts are just so good by themselves, and being able to turn off commands. It's just so good, man. It's so good.
I don't think they're as good without OBR's buffing. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're so
Especially
real
in the
good
unit,
though.
too.
they lose a lot without actually being OBR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They
Yeah.
they
And-
lose what is it? They lose +1 to their attack characteristic. They lose +1 to wound. They lose 6s are 2 hits.
I mean, you're still 3s though, and you're doing a crap ton. But 3s minus 2, 3 damage.
Mhm.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. No commands, and then not only that, but you know what you do with this, especially in this season, you don't have to worry about Blizzard. You literally throw these guys in, and you don't have to worry about Blizzard.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. The 2-up is great, and it's no longer the 4-up with the new battle scroll. So I don't know, man. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's good.
I don't. Is it? Would I take the Manfred over it? Probably.
Yeah.
But this is still.
I think it's
really
a
good.
trade-off because you still get all of Archon's abilities. He's still healing the
Yeah.
Morghast. He's
Yeah.
still able to
That's true.
add
That's
6-inch
true.
to spell ranges. He's still
Yeah. No.
it-
yeah.
and the
it's-
6-inch spell range is for all death wizards, not just
it's-
OBR.
It's only that increase to 6-inch range.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah. And
That could matter for some Flesh Eater Courts spell lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Soul Blood
Um,
Gravelords? Nah, they don't care.
Yeah, I think it's, and let's not forget about its Curse of Years. It's pretty good. Still
Yeah.
pretty decent. I hate that spell. I hate it because
It's
I
a
never,
beautiful spell.
I never roll 6s. But for people that do roll 6s, this is great.
Yeah.
I definitely
It's also
like this one.
noteworthy on this one that it's 2 Archai and 2 Harbingers, and one of these War Scrolls is very much superior to the other one. The
Yeah.
Archai with the 5-up
Yeah.
ward, it's just better.
I
It's just
know,
better.
but I still like the being able to
There-
drop the harbingers. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Archai are superior, but they're still
They all
they're still
have
good.
their uses.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
all of them still have turn off commands. So I mean that's
Yeah,
really
it's true.
good.
It's true.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Catacros. So this one
really
you
like
get
this one.
this one's insane, dude. This one's crazy. You get Catacros and then 2 units of Immortus Guard. I just want to let you guys know the base price for these is 960 points. And you get this for 750. You get a 210 point savings on this. That is insane. And don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I get it. These guys are slow. They don't get any of their commands from the book. But these guys are impossible to kill. And anything with wounds 3 or less within 6 inches of this regiment can't contest objectives. It's insane, dude. It's incredible. Like, good luck trying to kill Catacros with this as well. Like, this is crazy good.
Especially since he has a Mortis Guard to bounce off of.
Yeah, and let's not forget all of the utility that Catacros gives.
So great.
So good. -1
Getting
to
rid of objectives, -1 to hit, healing everyone. He
Yeah.
could still get +1 save to all of this
+1
to
to
himself and
attacks.
Mortis.
You get the free command. Like, there's this the amount of utility.
Steal your command, right? He steals a command as
he
well?
still
Yep,
he
he
still
still
steals
steals.
a command. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of utility you get from Catacros.
Go ahead and set up on an objective.
And
Put a
just
little
sit
bit of
there.
screens because you're playing Soul Blight. Put zombies in front of them.
Yep.
They'll never get
Yep.
to them needed.
Yeah.
Oh nope, you're not taking that objective. You think your horde can go ahead and take
And
my
by
objective?
the time you kill the guard or Catacros, like, you've already gotten those objectives. Like who cares at that point? Like, it's just so good, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I marked this as an A+. This is one down from S. I just think this is the amount of point savings and the utility you get from this. I know they're slow, but you don't need them to be fast. You need to get them to an objective and just sit there and have the rest of your army do what it does.
The only penalty this regiment has is that if you're using this regiment, you have to build your army around this regiment.
Correct. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, if you're taking this, you're definitely building around it. But I still think it's extremely good. Catacros is just so good on his own. He's just so good. Anything else on this one? Pretty crazy, man. It's just a crazy regiment.
I mean, they're like brutes. I mean, except if it's within 6. I mean, it's wounds character of 3 or less.
Yeah, it's not even 2 or less. It's 3 or less.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
3.
Are you having problems with Chaos Warriors? No, you're not. Not anymore.
Yeah, like, what a
Not
slog
anymore.
that would be. Like, literally, it would just be a slog.
Because I'm just imagining, I know I say Veer Curse again, but Veer Curse like zombie dogs, keep them outside of 3, within 6 of the dog, of whatever is attacking the dogs. They're not going to be on an objective.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you can probably get them on a 5-up war too.
It's pretty nuts, man.
And the 3 wounds or less still plays into Plague Bearers as well, is another one to think about
Plague
with
Bearers,
Nurgle.
Plague Bearers.
With Fleshy Abundance, could for the brutes it bypasses, but for this one,
Yeah,
even with Fleshy Abundance, Plague Bearers aren't taken into the objective.
yeah. It's pretty,
It's hilarious. I think this one is a
Within
great
6.
counter to most death armies.
yeah, it's actually pretty
yeah.
fair. No
Yeah.
zombies, no skeletons,
Yeah,
no
except OBR.
crypt ghouls, no none of that. There's just none of them are taking it. It's crazy. Crazy one. And then we get to the worst and the most unfortunate. Why does Night Haunt suck so bad? I just don't understand. I just don't get it. No one's ever taking this. This is actually awful too, because you get Lady Olander, you get 10 Herodins, and you get 2 groups of 4 Mirrormorn Banshees, which sure. You
I like the
actually you get desensitized.
Decentivized.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I can't speak. Because it's better, not that you could do it in every Death Army, but it's better to take them base than the Regiment of Renown, because it's 30 points more to take the Regiment of Renown for this. Like, what? Excuse me? It's so bad. It's so
I don't
bad.
know.
They're just that good, guys. They're just that good.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know
You-
why they did this. I don't know.
You know
why.
what you could do better? You could just take the Marmor Banshees. Heck, take 2 of them, and you gain all the benefits
Yes!
of what this entire thing
Yes!
is useful
Yeah.
for like 400 less.
Yes, exactly.
I've absolutely brought them in a game before with Soulblight just to test it out, and I brought 8 of them because they come in little units of 4.
Yep.
They're great. They're
Yeah.
great. I mean, I don't get an ethereal and I don't get a ward on them, but usually, unless I'm playing a shooting army, that doesn't really matter. But the spell ignore is
Yeah.
fantastic.
You're not taking
Exactly.
them to be ethereal or retreat and charge. You're not taking it for that. You're just taking.
They're
it for
Marmor
your
Banshees.
points.
If your opponent wants them dead, they're gonna die.
That's right, for real.
Yeah.
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 Man, what an absolute bummer this regiment is.
Swing and a miss.
All
But
the
hey,
other ones
you
are
do get
so
a
much
retreat
better.
and charge.
Wow.
Charge.
Great.
That's super
Really
important.
great.
At
But
these
you don't
Banshees that
get
you
the
want
wave
in
of
combat.
terror. You don't get the wave of
Yeah.
terror. Like, it's
If they
just
gave
bad.
-1 to save,
Yes.
okay, maybe.
Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, sure. But they don't even get that. Like, this is...
Yeah.
Do you think their points was a like miscalculation? Is it like
Dude,
supposed
I
to be like
don't know.
530?
I had to
or-
redo the calculation 3 times because it was like, wait, I'm doing something wrong here. There's no way this is right.
Yeah.
But it's a 30-point increase. You have to increase your points 30 points to take this. It's
Okay,
insane.
how
won-
about this?
I wonder if this.
Go ahead.
I wonder if this book was written before some of the Night Haunt decreases, because they write quite a few of these out.
I'm
yeah,
sure,
we're
but
thinking the
still.
same thing. We're sharing the brain cell. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
still.
Oh, that's already proven because the Flesh Eater Courts came out
True,
and all their
true.
points were wrong.
True.
All right, what I see. All right, here's just a little brain epiphany. What if it was 430 points? Would you take it then?
What point value would this need to be for you to consider it?
I don't think
And
I'd take
I don't
it.
think I would ever.
I don't think I'd take 430. I don't think so.
430. Well, Oleander is not bad.
She's not
She
bad.
is
but
not bad.
I don't know.
At 430
430?
points, I see my army is now spell immune. I have
Mhm.
a screen, and then I have a decent melee here,
I mean,
a decent spellcasting hero.
Harridans aren't bad either. They're not bad.
They're not bad.
No.
I don't
They're
know.
like +1 to hit and
Maybe
wound.
400
Yeah.
points. I don't know, man.
430, I'll take it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not taking it for 630. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
I just think about the other death
Yeah.
armies, and I just don't know under what circumstance you would even want this regimen.
I can.
Yeah.
All right, if
Only
it was
in
a
spell
430,
ignore,
Even
really.
for 430, where
I
do you
could see it in
fit
a
that
Flesh Eater Courts army.
Really?
Or
Think so?
it,
430.
Yes.
You're gonna get rid of 430 points in your flesh eater.
just
Army.
because of a good spellcasting, a screen, and spell ignore.
And also, surround and destroy. The Banshees are relatively fast. I mean,
Yeah,
you can.
everything's fast.
Yeah.
I guess.
So it's
I
like-
don't know. I'm with Zach on this. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm. I'd much rather take anything else in my army than this. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're still arguing over if this was 200 points. cheaper.
All right, 200 points. I'm taking it. 200 points. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Olander
boy.
herself is worth 200 points, so I'll take it then. Yeah, pretty bad. So yeah, so that's it. That's all we got for the Dawnbringers Book IV. Definitely, I think the best Dawnbringers book so far.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I think we're getting a book 5, right?
Yes, I believe I've heard something
I
about
think there
that.
was a post or something that we are getting a book 5. I'm pretty sure.
And I
Okay.
think
I'll be
it had,
interested to see what that
I think it
includes.
had something to do with like Daughters of Cain or something.
Yes, that's what it was. It was Daughters of Cain. It was Daughters of Cain.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is that the crow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what I
Crow
remember.
Chica.
That's-
Yep. You're 100% right. Yeah. So I think we have one more Dawnbringers book, and then what? A 4th edition?
Pretty much.
think that's
Probably.
it. That's
Yeah,
about-
4th edition. I think everyone's expecting what, June, July?
Yeah, I'm thinking June, like end of June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other final comments on the Dawnbringers book 4?
Night Hunt needs to be cheaper.
Yeah.
Great. Check.
Oh.
If anything, all this proved with these regiments is that Night Hunt is amazing if you take half the army not as Night Hunt.
Yeah. Hey, so Jed, I'm playing you tomorrow, right?
Yes,
I
we
may
are.
or may
Yes,
not
we
be
are.
taking one of these Regiments of Renown.
I am so down. I want to see
Um,
how it works out.
You're gonna laugh. I already told Zach and Cameron what I'm taking. You're gonna laugh
Oh,
quite a
boy.
bit. It's pretty humorous.
All right,
Okay.
Just-
Okay.
I just had an epiphany talking about this night haunt.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Oh.
I do think that this book was written before all of the point changes because all of the OBR ones are a lot cheaper because all their stuff went up
Oh,
points,
so that's probably why.
and then
it's
all the night
200
haunts went down
Yeah,
points.
210 points.
Yeah.
Savings, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yeah.
happened here.
Yeah. Well,
Overall, I gotta
okay.
say I have really enjoyed the format for a lot of these.
I agree.
I kind of got into 40K at the tail end, and went through all of those books that came out, and they were okay, but these have been great. It's shaked up the game. It shaked up the game enough while still keeping it fun, enjoyable. You've got your fluffy armies, you've got your pretty solid competitive aspects, and a lot of great refreshes and additions. So I'm glad to see this, and I mean the Flesh Eater Courts refresh that's come along with this has been amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
can't wait
agree.
to see everyone root your Shoran.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be playing a game in like 30 minutes. So
Oh,
yeah.
playing this.
nice. You also
Alright.
you also let me know how Ushran does.
Yep, it's Echelon
Yes.
versus KO.
Oh, nice.
Which kind of KO?
A mix between melee and a small army of.
So
of
not what
army.
I played recently, which
Yeah, not-
was.
Oh, both of you guys played
Yeah,
Cameron.
both
at the
of us
last
played
tournament.
Cameron.
Yeah. I got lucky. I was spared.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think the next show that we have, we're gonna kind of let the battle scroll settle,
Yeah.
and most of us that are on here play quite a bit, so we're kind of gonna let it settle and see kind of how things shake out, and we'll kind of do a review of the battle scroll to see what we like, what we don't like, what's working, what's not working, and go from there. So I think that's gonna be the next show. Other than that, everyone have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
you
Another
later.
thing for the next one is
Yeah.
also look at the FAQs that came out with the battle scroll.
Yes, we'll take a look
Yes.
at
Because
that
there are
too.
some hidden things in there that did not show up on the battle
Mhm.
scroll.
Bodyguards are now considered wards. It's a big one.
Except for Fire Slayers.
Yep, they still get
Fire
their
Slayers.
they still get their weird mechanic. Whatever. It's
Yep.
you gotta love Fire Slayers.
Let them have it. Just let them have it.
Yeah, I know. No one plays Fire Slayers anyway. All right. Anyway, on that note, we're out of here. We'll
Bye.
we'll
See
talk
ya.
to you guys later.